You guys do not care about Yasuke being the main character. You do not care about a black samurai. You do not care about historical accuracy. You just want something to complain about. Now, let me say, could they have used a Japanese character and the game would work? Of course. Look at almost every game based on samurais or ninjas, or just the Sengoku era in general, and look at the great success that every one of those games have had. Now, we have a black samurai, who most likely was not a samurai in real life. I admit, if you do your research, nobody knows what the fuck he is, alright? Or who he was or what he did. This is totally irrelevant though, because we are talking about Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed has never been more historically accurate than a game like Dynasty or Samurai Warriors. We're going to focus on Samurai Warriors because of common sense. When it comes to representing history, they have always had major fantasy elements and other bullshit talking about Assassin's Creed. Like, what is this? What the fuck are you guys actually complaining about? You guys are fake mad, just like how liberals be with a bunch of shit they talk about on social media. You're not actually upset. Now, let's talk about Samurai Warriors really quickly. Every game, there is a canon story. The canon story always leads to the same conclusion. There may be some bullshit sprinkled in, and how they sprinkle in the bullshit differs from if they're doing a storyline by army or by individual characters, but again, the result is the same. Ieyasu Tokugawa wins. Hope I'm saying his name right. Just like he did in real life. There are literal encyclopedias in the game that if you research those encyclopedias of the characters, it matches up with what we have in recorded history for the most part. And in some of the games, they even say if it's fictional or not. Like some characters in Dynasty Warriors, for example, are completely just not real. They're just put in the game. Now, you may think that I'm leading to the point that Samurai Warriors calls Yasuke a samurai without it being fictional, and that Koei Tecmo is a Japanese company, but I'm not. My point is that if a game like Samurai Warriors came out and said that Yasuke unified Japan and became shogun, and they said that that was a canon story and that really happened in history, everyone should and would have a huge issue with that, because a game like Samurai Warriors actually has historical evidence backing their games up, as they always have. Now, is it a perfect match for history? No, there is no one-to-one match, but no game based off of ancient Japan is a one-to-one match. I played a lot of Japanese games. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's a game that goes, hey, this is the history of Japan and you're about to play it. I don't know. For the ones that I played, no. Now, you take the Assassin's Creed series and all of the relevance of needing historical accuracy is thrown completely out the window. There's zero need, and I've already stated why. So what's the real issue? Yes, is the woman who's one of the lead writers most likely a SJW? Yeah, if someone claimed that she is SJW, I wouldn't be mad, but the story hasn't dropped yet. We don't know what the fuck this is about to be about. I would understand if they came out and said that this is about freeing the slaves, and the Japanese had to go help Yasuke, and it was like, hey man, what y'all doing is wrong, even though they had Korean slaves. I would understand if it's about black power. I would understand if it's something that Yasuke was literally nothing about in like a pandering way. Like, obviously, let's say he wasn't a samurai, he was just a sword holder, but he's a samurai in the game. That's not as aggravating as if he was he freed slaves. Like, that's just some bullshit. There's a difference. There's a big difference. All right. And the people that's upset have already been proven wrong factually on a lot of the complaints. And then there's people being upset about something else. Look, people that are upset have already been proven wrong factually on a lot of the complaints, like how Yasuke can't hide in sight because he's the one black person. That's true. He is the one nigga. That is as simple as that. All right. But he's not playing the assassin role. They already said that he's going to be the warrior. The chick, who everyone ignores, is the actual assassin. If you want your traditional Assassin's Creed game, there you go. So there's no issue there. If your complaint is that the game is staying with its roots, you have it. You have the root character right there. You'll have your beast, warrior, and then you'll have your assassin. Also, just a side note, just in editing, I've seen a lot of people get outed as like they were acting like Japanese people. They were typing in Japanese, but it's really fucking white people. That's some sad shit. I'm not saying all white people do this. I'm not saying that if you think that this game is wrong for what they're doing, that you were part of this. But for the ones that did make accounts and pose as Japanese people being angry, you're fucking pathetic. That's the saddest shit that I've seen in a long ass time. You're a bitch. Is your complaint that Japanese characters are not getting enough love and they're getting taken over or they're losing their spots in gaming? you on some bullshit. If this is your point, suck a dick. You're a lying piece of shit and you do not have a real argument and you're probably actually racist. Japanese characters, especially in Japanese settings, have been shown a love that is undeniable. Lie to me right now and say that Ninja Gaiden doesn't exist, Samurai Warriors doesn't exist, Ghost of Tsushima doesn't exist, Chinchu doesn't exist, Sekiro doesn't exist, Rise of the Ronin, Neo. Point is, you're a fucking liar if you think that this is a major invasion of the Japanese culture and they don't get love. They get plenty of it, and Yasuke actually is a part of Japanese lore more than any other lore for any other culture. Everything that we know about Yasuke has something to do with Japan, believe it or not, outside of him, you know, his life before, which we have no idea what his life before was like. Look past his skin color and you'll see that he has more to do with Japan, regardless if he was a samurai or a fucking party trick. Alright, that's another complaint. There's a lot that I could talk about in regards to the complaints that I've seen, and it will all boil down to the fact that he's black in Japan in a game where he's prominent. Okay, you guys wouldn't have an issue if he was just a slave or just a sword bearer or whatever the fuck that you claim that he was. You would want that to be the case, and I could make the point that if he was white, y'all wouldn't have as big of an issue. I promise y'all wouldn't, but it's okay. It's okay. We're not going to get into that. That's not what this video is about. Y'all wouldn't really cry if he was a side character, but the fact that he's a main character is what's pissing you off. The fact that you have to play him is what's pissing you off. So my question to you guys is, could Yasuke ever be a main character? Incoming answers of, yeah, if he just carries swords. Ah ha 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 ha, shut up, bitch. We've seen people try to make stories about Yasuke. And I'm admitting that Netflix series would have been okay if it wasn't for the robots and shit, but that shit was a garbage. It was bad. Alright, Afro Samurai is dope. He's not Yasuke, but we've seen a black samurai work. Okay, we've seen black people work in the times of the warring times of Japan. Alright, Yasuke can work without a doubt. You just have to give it a fair shake. I'm not here to debate. This video is mostly just talking about the stupidity of the complaints, as the only ones based on anything is that this by and large is easy to assume pandering. Those are the only complaints that are somewhat valid, because everybody hates the pandering shit. If you are real, if you're not one of those people who love it and they love all these white characters changing to black people, I don't like that shit. I hate it. I just want new black characters. That's all, period. But Yasuke is not taking over anybody. There's no samurai that was in place for this game that's based off ancient history that should have been here instead of Yasuke. This is Yasuke's story. Alright? I get that you want it to be somebody else, but that's not what it is. This is not a remake of something that's been in history. This is something fake. Hasn't happened yet. Yasuke is a blank slate. Nobody knows about him, and what they do know is heavily debated, especially recent. So he's the perfect Assassin's Creed character, and it's not like they stopped the possibility of a Japanese main character. They probably should have made 2 male characters. The people complaining, the motherfuckers who are just racist and spouting shit, they're as racist as they are sexist. They completely ignore the fact that there's a chick in the game. But they should have made 2 male characters, and I guarantee the crying would not be the same. It'd probably at most be as bad as the Spider-Man shit, where you got, oh, that's Spider-Man, but that dude here, that's Miles Morales. That black nigga, that's Miles Morales. He ain't Spider-Man. You know, that's the type of shit that we be getting. This nigga is samurai, but this nigga, he just got a blade. Like, I'm fine with that. That's better than what we're getting, bro. And then I don't even know what we're really complaining about. Almost every single time the mix between black and Japanese culture has been a hit. All right, we've got Samurai Champloo. You know, you got Japanese characters and Japanese setting, but you got the music, hip hop, all that. Obvious. That's a dub. That's a win. All right, Afro Samurai. That's another win. Japanese people in hip hop in general, in real life. Fuck a show. That's a win. Yes. You have a very, very loud minority of black people crying about cultural appropriation, but I don't know why you'd give those retards the time of day anyways. You shouldn't pay attention to them. Almost like I should be paying attention to the people that's on Twitter crying about this, but it is a lot of you. It's a lot of you. But you know, the biggest offense of all these complaints comes from the fact that, again, y'all actually do not care. You just don't. Assassin's Creed has been asked for a very long time. This game can't make the reputation worse. It's been a dog shit game for a long time. I most likely will not even play this game unless I see some good shit about it. And I know most people crying DEI won't either. It's just not a game that people actually care about. The game has been bad since Ezio stopped being a character. But yeah, with that being said, I'm rambling at this point. What do y'all think? Is the fact that this might be a pandering game automatically makes this game dog shit or not worth buying? Or is it really the fact that the season pass or the fucking most expensive version of this game is like $160 or whatever the fuck I see? That's what really should. We should really be talking about that. We should really be talking about that. Why the fuck are we talking about this nigga being a samurai, bro? Who gives a fuck, bro? How is this changing your everyday life? Man, y'all are fucking retarded. Hey. Anyways. Does pandering make this game automatically bad, if it's even pandering, or is there nothing wrong with Yasuke? Also, and please answer that question I said earlier. Can we ever have a game where Yasuke is the main character? Because everything that you guys are talking about with Japanese culture being robbed and black people all over the place and they going in this, that. Yasuke was a real person. Can we ever have a video game about him that's not based off of some bullshit? You know what I mean by bullshit? I'm talking about, can we have a combat game where he's not even taking the role of a samurai, but he's fighting people? Literally seen some dumb shit. A black person killing Japanese people is not the shit that you think it is. It's not good. Oh, I hate you niggas, bro. Hey, I'm rambling. Sorry. Y'all have a good day.